What's going on, guys? This is Jason of Auglitical. I swim through the politics so you don't drown too. I'm just a man trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. So we got a tragic story today, and it seems as though this is becoming more and more frequent. And it's it's sad when it happens and it's unexpected, but it's worse when all the signs are there and you see that the justice system has failed people. Let's get into it.
It's been a very difficult week for the Edgewater community, mourning the loss of 11-year-old Jaden Perkins. His mother, his pregnant mother, still being treated here at St. Francis Hospital. She and her unborn child are expected to survive, according to prosecutors. Meanwhile, we saw those family members gathering near the scene tonight for a candlelight vigil. The Perkins family gathering tonight with heavy hearts as they honor the life of Jaden Perkins, who was stabbed to death Wednesday inside his home. As Jaden's pregnant mother recovers from critical injuries, the 37-year-old suspect, Crissetti Brand, faced a judge today in a courtroom filled with emotion and frustration. Some of the victim's family members even tried charging the suspect, leading deputies in the courtroom to intervene and arrest some people. Before the hearing, Chicago's police superintendent talking about the devastating case.
This mom's life is
So just to paint a picture for you guys, because I got a little bit more information on what was said here, though they might go through it in more detail a little bit further on in the video. But you have a mother, you have a woman who literally begins to open her door, and a man from her past that she dated 15 years ago, he invades her home and he begins to stab her. Now, I'm just gonna jump to conclusions, but the way that I see it is that he hears the 11-year-old, her son, this 11-year-old hears commotion. He hears his mother screaming. More than likely, this is what he's hearing. I can only imagine how it played out, unless he was at the door. But more than likely, he hears his mother screaming. 11 years old, he's running to protect her, right? It's the whole thing of not self-preservation, but that's his mother, right? So he's not even thinking about his life. He's thinking about protecting his mother. He jumps in the way. And this asshole, this shit stain, this absolute parasite to society begins to stab him. And they said that I don't know how many times the 11-year-old was stabbed, but he was stabbed in the chest, I believe, and that was the fatal stabbing. The man, I guess either the mother was already really, really badly wounded. I'm guessing he left her for dead because he left her in critical condition. And the mother also had a younger child. So mind you, the mother is pregnant. The 11-year-old is now dead. The mother is now in critical condition. And she has a younger child in the house who I'm guessing is completely unaware of this entire thing that's going down. He probably has no idea really, he's probably not able to comprehend exactly what's going down. Now, here's the thing. The man has a history of home invasions. I believe that he was arrested at one point for shooting a gun in a hallway in public. A lot of times we're hearing about these criminals who are being released back into the public, back into the streets, that have no regard for human life whatsoever. And then when they commit crimes later down the road, they slip through the cracks or it wasn't expected. Now, mind you, this guy was even being electronically tracked, and he still did this. My biggest problem with this is I really feel like as though with the justice system, if you commit a crime, whatever. If two men decide to fight each other, whatever. That shouldn't even be a charge. If a man attacks another man was not consenting to it and he was overwhelmingly the aggressor, then sure, he can get charged, whatever. If two men agree to fight and one guy ends up dead, but the guy who killed them, it was beyond him that the man died, whatever. However, these cases that we're seeing here where you have these violent cases with these people that have history of doing violent crimes, I really feel like as though the three strike system should be thrown out And it should be, you fucked up in the past, you did this, there's no more strikes, there's no more felony counts. You know what? We're putting you under the prison. Matter of fact, let's not even put you under the prison. Either you stay, there is no bond, there is no bail, there is no you getting out in 40 years, because we've seen this before with violent criminals, that they get out after a certain amount of time and they still killing in their 80s. They're still killing in their 70s. So either you stay in jail forever, which I don't even like that idea, because it's the taxpayers that's paying for that shit while he's getting a bed and food and for the rest of his life. No, you know what? Either you're killed. We need to bring back capital punishment for these type of shit stains, or they stay in jail for the rest of their life. But more than likely, we're gonna hear 30 years down the line, 25 years down the line, that this man is on the street again, and this is really unfortunate. And this is a perfect example of where I say I don't have a really good look when it comes down to people who are carrying knives to defend themselves, because knives are not defensive weapons. And I know that people don't like me saying this. For all of that, you might as well get a gun. You might as well get a gun at this point, especially in places in the big cities like New York, where guns are illegal, but you might as well just get you a gun at this point, because at least with a gun, you can train a gun on somebody and back up, and guess what? You and that person live the next day. With a knife, it's a more passionate weapon. It's a closer range weapon. You can't defend yourself with a knife, because a person who is aggressive, who is dangerous, who is not thinking in his right mind, that knife does not mean nothing to him until you fatally stab him. And at that point, you already done the damage. There's no good intentions when you have a knife. None. And we seen this in New York City recently. Black man started a fight, woman stabs him in the back 3 times. The man kept going. He pulled out a gun. I'm not gonna talk about what my views on that really, but I'm just gonna say it. People who are dangerous, knives don't stop them from being dangerous. Anybody with a knife just doesn't look good. And this man right here, you seen, he had no business at her house with a knife. Caught on CCTV, all of that shit. He was there with intentions.
Is now forever changed. Along with being brutally attacked, stabbed multiple times, dealing with that trauma, she has to face the fact that she will never see, touch, hug her 11-year-old son.
Brand faces multiple felony charges, including first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, and home invasion. He was released from prison on parole just hours before the attack. Prosecutors say the
He was just released. He was literally just released.
mother started to open her apartment door, and the suspect then forced his way in, then stabbing the child and his mother.
This was not just a vicious and violent attack on an 11-year-old boy and his mother. It was an assault on the very fabric of our community.
Court records show Brand has a prior home invasion conviction and previously violated multiple orders of protection, including an order of protection in place with the woman Brand allegedly stabbed. Police say the mother and Brand had a relationship about 15 years ago, but would not provide any more details. Brand was denied bond today in court, so he'll remain behind bars as he awaits trial. The pregnant mother had another younger son who was home at the time of this attack. We're told that boy was not injured. On a bright side to end tonight, the community has come together behind this family to support them with a fundraiser. It's already surpassed more than $50,000.
I don't even understand
This
why
Chicago mother says that she has no idea how her son.
I don't even understand why it's an option for him to have bond. I every single time I hear these stories, and it's always somebody does something bad and then they get bond and then they're back like they I don't understand it. I think that the justice system is fucked up. It's very flawed and it makes no fucking sense. It makes no sense to me. I don't get it. And again, these are things that could have been avoided. And the family members that went to go rush them, listen, if I was an officer in that court, man, you know what? Oh, I got a weird case of exhaustion. I can't hold these guys back. Because it's one thing if it's alleged. It's another thing when they got him on TV, when they got him on camera. It's another thing when he has a history of this. It's another thing when he has no business being there, but he's violated multiple calls of what do they call? I forgot what they call it when you're an order of protection. Absolutely no business to be in that building. I'm just saying. I'd have let the family stomp him out. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But that's me. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.